Hi and welcome to applications.com. This is the second part of the stocking process. In this demonstration, we are going to show you how the stocking process authorization steps work and how we did the Java coding. Okay, let's begin. As we discussed earlier in the part 1 demonstration, we showed you how to add a new product. So after adding a new product in the stocking process, it will list down under pending list for the authorization. So normally the IT supervisor has to authorize these pending items. Then only those items will add into the current stock. So next we will see how the Java code is working. This is the SDK stocking search ptype.jsp page. By using search product types method, we can retrieve product types into this JSP page. This inventory control system is designed to maintain computer items, but we can enhance the system to maintain furniture items, stationery items, vehicles and so on. So we kept some options to enhance it. As a result, in this vector currently it contains only computer item, but in future we can add other products as well. This is the SDK stocking search ptype.jsp page. Since vList vector contains product type details, we have to open the vector using product type object. Here we are checking whether the logged in user has proper authorization to do stocking search. So depend on the situation, when the user is selecting the link, he will open SDK stocking search.jsp page or SDK stocking auth pending.jsp page. And when he opens the SDK stocking auth pending.jsp page, he can authorize the selected pending item. When he selects the other JSP page, which is SDK stocking search.jsp page, he can search and view all the authorized items. So basically, these are the items which we can use for stockout process. Means the stocking items are the items which are in the warehouse. Next, we will see how the SDK stocking auth pending.jsp page works. This is the SDK stocking auth pending.jsp page. So when the user opens this page, immediately the method search SDK in details start to execute, and it will result a vector, and as you can see, we have assigned it into a vector element called vauth pending. Next, we will see how this search SDK in details method is working. So this is the search SDK in details method. It accepts two method parameters. One is an integer parameter called product type ID, and the other is a stocking auth data object parameter. We have defined the return type as a vector. We have passed the SQL query into the prepare statement method to execute, and after executing the SQL statement, it is returning a result set. Since this result set is having multiple row data, we have to use a while loop to retrieve data. Let's see how this while loop is working. First of all, what is result set? The result set interface provides getter methods. I mean get boolean, get long, and so on, for retrieving column values from the current row. Values can be retrieved using either the index number of the column or the name of the column. In general, using the column index will be more efficient. Columns are numbered from 1. For maximum portability, result set columns within each row should be read in left to right order, and each column should be read only once. So in this slide, you can see that we have assigned retrieved data into the stock in data objects attributes and into the product objects attributes. Okay, let's see how we display these retrieved data to the user in the JSP page. So this is how we display pending item list to the user. We open the vector using stock in search data object. Then by using its getters, we can display the data within the HTML tags, and you can see that we have kept a hyperlink to redirect to the STK stock in authorize.jsp page, and as a parameter it brings the stock in ID as well. In this STK stock in authorize.jsp page, the IT supervisor can authorize the pending item. Let's see how is the STK stock in authorize.jsp page works. In this JSP page, we have defined the JSP useBin object called obj stock in data 0, and we have mentioned the parameter as ID so that it refers to the stock in data class attribute called ID. This ID is the auto-generated ID in the STK stock in table. We saw from the previous slide that by using hyperlink, we pass this ID's value into this STK stock in authorize.jsp page. So now, by using a JSP useBin or tag, we can catch this ID's value, and then we can pass it to a method to get the stock in data related to this ID. Next, we will see how we call the method in this STK stock in authorize.jsp page. So from the previous slide, we saw how we get the stock in data ID and assign it into the class attribute. Now here you can see that by using stock in data class get ID method, we pass the ID's value into the get STK in data method parameter. Also you can see by using another method called get stock in config types method, we retrieve a vector called vstk in con types, that is basically the stock in configuration types vector. Later we will show you how we use this vector to display configuration types details within this STK stock in authorize.jsp page. Next we will see how the get stock in data method works. This is the get STK in data public method. You know that this is a public method. Actually, these are called modifiers. It defines the access type of the method and it is optional to use. There are 4 types of modifiers. Let's see what are those. Default access modifier means we do not explicitly declare an access modifier for a class, for a field or a method. A variable or a method declared without any access control modifier is available to any other class in the same package. The fields in an interface are implicitly public static final, and the methods in an interface are by default public. Methods, variables and constructors that are declared private can only be accessed within the declared class itself. Private access modifier is the most restrictive access level. Class and interfaces cannot be private. Variables that are declared private can be accessed outside the class if public getter methods are present in the class. Using the private modifier is the main way that an object encapsulates itself and hides data from the outside world. A class, a method or a constructor or an interface declared public can be accessed from any other class. Therefore, fields, methods, blocks declared inside a public class can be accessed from any class belonging to the Java universe. However, if the public class we are trying to access is in a different package, then the public class still need to be imported. Because of class inheritance, all public methods and variables of a class are inherited by its subclasses. Variables, methods and constructors which are declared protected in a superclass can be accessed only by the subclasses in other package or any class within the package of the protected members class. The protected access modifier cannot be applied to class and interfaces. Methods fields can be declared protected. However, methods and fields in an interface cannot be declared protected. Protected access gives the subclass a chance to use the helper method or variable while preventing a non-related class from trying to use it. Okay, now you have a better understanding of what modifiers are. Now let's go back to our Java coding. As you can see, the getStockInData method accepts an integer parameter. That is the stockin ID. So we pass that ID into the SQL query by using a prepared statement setter. Then we execute it and get the result set. Here we didn't use a while loop because we definitely know that the result set will give a single row of data, and of course we pass the stockin data table ID, and that ID is a unique ID. So here we use the if condition directly, but using a if condition also an optional, but it's good to use in this kind of a situation. Then by using result set getters, we assign raw data values into our object attributes one by one. Here you can see we use 3 objects, means 3 classes. One is product class, second one is stockinData class, and the third one is stockinSearchData class. But the product class as well as stockinData class are attributes in the stockinSearchData class. Let's see how that is happening. This is the stockinSearchData class and it's a public class. In this class there are 2 method attributes as product class and stockinData class, and these are private attributes, but in order to use these attributes outside the class we have made public getters and setters. Do you know in Eclipse how to automatically generate getters and setters for a class attributes? Let's see how to do that. First you create a Java class as usual, then define method attributes using private modifier. Then right click, go to source, go to generate getters and setters. Then select the attributes which you want to have getters and setters. Then press OK. By using this you can automatically generate getters and setters very easily. Okay, now we will go back to our getStockInData method. As you can see, getStockInData method ID returning a stockinSearchData object. By using this object, we can display a stockinData for a particular item in the JSP page. So this is how we display data in the JSP page by using useBean object. This is how we display configuration details for a particular item using the vector element. So the vector vstk in con types, this is the vector, has a dataset. We can retrieve that dataset by using a for loop and converting each raw data by using stockinconfig type data object. Yes, this is the end of stocking process part 2. Thank you for watching.